You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm so excited to have Sarah Gobshill here, Executive Director of Education Alliance of Washoe County. Thank you so much for being here, Sarah.
Thank you so much for having us.
So for folks at home, explain what the Ed Alliance does.
Okay, so I always tell people that we know our community wants to get involved with the schools, and we're the organization to be able to help people to do that. So we help to bring in, sort of resources that may improve students' lives, help our local businesses connect where they can, if they want to help enhance education, and just the individual who's like, I really care about education. What can I do? We're the organization to connect with and to use those resources to benefit students in schools.
The Education Alliance has really been there for the Washoe County School District, whether it be, you were just telling me about the mural that went in at ACT and you helped establish funding for that, right?
Yeah, that's right. And so the credit where credit is due, the Gillamont Foundation is who made that possible at AACT, but it was through a partnership and collaboration with Education Alliance and the district. And it was really amazing yesterday just to see, we got to see a local Washoe County School District graduate who was the artist, do an assembly and talk with all of these students about how she used to be in their place. She really leaned into her education and then was able to make that possible. And so it was a really cool opportunity.
I absolutely love that. And so in the collaborative spirit, you also really work with the district on issues affecting our local schools. And one of the key issues that we're seeing right now, and I hear a lot about it at my kids' elementary school, but chronic absenteeism is something that we as families really need to be paying attention to.
Yeah, and so chronic absenteeism is a perfect example of a really complex educational issue that I believe impacts every single person living in our community. And like I was telling you, it's really defined by students who are missing, 18 days or more of the school year. And we know that students can't be successful if they're not in school. It's really hard to learn when you're not there. And so that's a main reason that we want to make sure that students are in school because they can learn and then they can connect to their friends and teachers who are in the classroom, which is why it's been such a big focus. It really jumped up after the pandemic. We saw really high rates, which was the same as districts across the nation. And so luckily our leadership and people in the community, again, really leaned in and was like, we want to build awareness around this. And we really want to help people get students back in the classroom.
Right. And for those at home who are saying, well, my kids attend school, it's fine. My kids are fine. Talk about the domino effect of chronic absenteeism. Okay, so your kids may be going to school, great, but it still affects everybody in the community.
Yeah, it really does. And one of the things I always want people to know about chronic absenteeism is many times it's not students' choice that they're going. There's other factors that are really complex, like maybe it's housing or food instability. We have, some families that, are trying to do their best to get their kiddos there, but there can be complex pieces. I would say even for families, like your family, if when kids are absent, even if, they're sick or they're doing these other things, they can fall behind in their subject matter. And in particular, it's really hard for English and math, and those things build upon each other as you're going through school. So coming to school is just really important, and that's the reason that we want students to be there. And I think I was sharing with you we have been really working with middle schools and the middle school initiatives, but we are seeing traction being made. And I really believe that is because of, organizations like yours, other nonprofits, and the district working to really elevate this to a community-wide issue and talking about it and helping families make the decision to get their kids there, more often than not.
And what is it since the pandemic? Obviously, it's been top of mind. I've been hearing about it, getting the weekly emails from our principal saying, make sure that your kids are going to school. But post-pandemic, what is it that has gotten us out of or seeing the light with chronic absenteeism?
So I would say some of the biggest things that we saw last year, and we've really been working in this space, I would say for about almost 2 years, really trying to build awareness into those things. But we saw an expansion of clubs and sports in the district, and that was making a huge difference. Like there's just more ways for students to feel connected and belonging. We realized a lot of parents didn't realize there was an issue. Like, what's the big deal if I take my kids out for a couple of days of school? And so we really building that awareness has had a huge impact. And then just also talking with students about, what does this mean for your future? Like, if you're not in school, what could that mean for your future self? And I'm really happy to share that the district has seen like 71% of schools make an improvement in attendance and reduce their chronic absenteeism rate. And I think that's because, people like your principal who are like, I'm going to tell these teachers, or I tell my teachers and their parents so that people know.
That's fantastic. Sarah, thank you so much for being here. We're going to invite you back for any other education tips or issues that families need to be aware of. So thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
Okay.
And if anyone wants to get involved with the Education Alliance, what website do they go to? How do they get a hold of you?
Okay, so I would tell you, if you're interested and passionate about public education, please visit our website. It's ed-alliance.org, edalliance.org.
Perfect. You're watching 2+U Nevada.